everyone, and welcome to the William Grand George Theater for Roger Williams University Theater presents
Plays from the Theater of the Absurd. In case of emergency, your emergency exits are out the doors you came into, or to my left and down the stairs.
Also, please refrain from using all cell phones or any other electronic devices during the show, as it could disturb the people around you.
And is just plain rude. Also, please note that our production will use some sounds that may be triggering, such as gunshots and bombings.
In addition to that, please also note that this production uses flashing lights. If you need to leave the theater at any time, please use the doors you entered through. And without further ado, enjoy the show.
Hello? Hello? Yes, Captain. Yes, in the center of Sector 47? Nothing new, Captain. Excuse me, Captain, but when's the fighting going to start again? And what am I supposed to do with the hand grenades? Do I check them in front of me or behind me? Don't get me wrong, I don't mean to annoy you. Captain, I really feel terribly lonely. Couldn't you send me someone to keep me company? Even if it's only a nanny goat. Whatever you say, Captain. Whatever you say.
Stand up, my son, and kiss your mother on the brow. And now kiss me.
But dear father and dear mother, how did you dare to come all this way to such a dangerous place? You must leave at once.
So, you think you have something to teach your father about war and danger, do you? All of this is just a game to me. How many times, to take the first example that comes to mind, have I got off an underground train while it was still moving?
We thought you must be bored, so we came to pay you a little visit. This war must be a bit tedious after all.
It all depends.
I know exactly what happens. To start with, you're attracted by the novelty of it all. It's fun to kill people, and to throw hand grenades about, and to wear uniforms. You feel smart, but in the end, you get bored stiff. You'd have found it much more interesting in my day. Wars were much more lively and much more highly colored. Oh, and then the best thing was that there were horses. Plenty of horses. It was a real pleasure. If the captain ordered us to attack, there we all were immediately, on horseback. It was a sight to be seen. And then there were the charges at the gallop, sword in hand, and suddenly you found yourself face to face with the enemy. And he was equal to the occasion too, with his horses. Oh, there were always horses, plenty of horses, with their well-rounded rumps, and his highly polished boots, and his green uniform.
No, the enemy uniform wasn't green. It was blue. I remember distinctly that it was blue.
Now, I tell you it was green.
When I was little, how many times do I go out onto the balcony and watch the battle and say to the neighbor's little boy, I bet you a gumdrop the Blues win, and the Blues were our enemies.
Well, you must be right then.
I've always liked battles. As a child, I always said when I grew up, I was going to be a colonel of dragoons, but my mother wouldn't hear of it. You know how she would stick to her principles at all costs.
Your mother's just a half-wit.
I'm sorry, but you really must go. You can't come to a war unless you're a soldier.
I don't give a damn. We came here to have a picnic with you in the country and to enjoy our Sunday.
And I prepared an excellent meal, too. Sausage, hard-boiled eggs. You know how you like them. Ham sandwiches, some wine, salad, and cakes.
All right, let's have it your way. But if the captain comes, he'll be furious because he isn't all keen on us having visits when we're at the front. He never stops telling us discipline and hand grenades are what's wanted in a war, not visits.
Don't worry, I'll have a few words to say to your captain.
And what if we have to start fighting again?
You needn't think that'll frighten me. It won't be the first fighting I've seen. Now, if only it was battles on horseback. Times have changed, you can't understand. We came by motorbike. No one said a thing to us.
They must have thought you were the referees.
We had enough trouble getting through, though. What with all the tanks and jeeps.
And do you remember that cannon that caused just when we got here?
Yeah, you mustn't be surprised by anything in wartime. Everyone knows that.
Good. Let's start our meal.
You're quite right. I feel as hungry as a hunter. It's the smell of gunpowder.
We'll sit on the rug while we're eating.
Can I bring my rifle with me?
You leave your rifle alone. It's not the manners to bring your rifle to the table with you. But you're absolutely filthy, my boy. How on earth did you get into such a state? Let's have a look at your hands.
I had to crawl around on the ground doing the maneuvers.
And what about your ears?
I cleaned them this morning.
Well, that's all right then. And your teeth? Very good. Who's going to give her little boy a great big kiss for cleaning his teeth so nicely? Well, go on. Kiss your son for cleaning his teeth so nicely. Because you know there is one thing I will not have, and that's making fighting a war an excuse for not washing.
Yes, Mother.
So, my boy, did you make a good score?
When?
In the last few days, of course.
Where?
At the moment, since you're fighting a war.
No, nothing much. I didn't make a good score. Hardly ever scored a bull.
Which you best at shooting? Enemy horses or soldiers?
No, not horses. There aren't any horses anymore.
Well, soldiers then.
Could be.
Could be. Aren't you sure?
Well, you see, I shoot without taking aim, and at the same time, I say a paternoster for the chap I've shot.
You must be braver than that, like your father.
I'm going to put a record on.
Ah, yes. Oh, this really is music. Yes, indeed. Olé! What's going on?
Hands up! Got you. There we are. A prisoner.
Fine. Now what are you going to do with them?
I don't know, but could be, well, they might make me a corporal.
In the meantime, we better tie him up.
Tie him up. Why?
Prisoners always get tied up.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. You must tie up his hands. I've always seen them do that.
Right. Put your hands together, if you please.
Don't hurt me too much.
I won't.
Ow, you're hurting me.
Now, don't maltreat your prisoner.
Is that the way I brought you up? How many times have I told you that we must be considerate to our fellow men?
I didn't do it on purpose. And like that. Does that hurt?
No, it's all right like that.
Tell him straight out. Say what you mean. Don't mind us.
It's all right like that.
All right, now his feet.
His feet as well. Whatever next.
Didn't they teach you the rules?
Yes.
Well then.
Would you be good enough to sit on the ground, please?
Yes, but don't hurt me.
You'll see. He'll take a dislike to you.
No, he won't. No, he won't. And like that. Does that hurt?
No, that's perfect.
Papa, why don't you take a photo of the prisoner on the ground and me with my foot on his stomach?
I guess that's a good idea.
Oh, no, not that.
Say yes. Don't be obstinate.
No, I said no, and no it is.
But just a little teeny weeny photo. What harm could that do? And we can put it in the dining room next to the life-saving certificate my husband won 13 years ago.
No, you won't shift me.
But why won't you let us?
I'm engaged. My fiance sees the photo. She'll say I don't know how to fight a war properly.
No, she won't. All you'll need to say is that it's not you, it's a panther.
Come on, do say yes.
lie down flat.
Stick your chest out a bit further.
Like this?
Yes, like that. And don't breathe.
Try and look like a hero.
What do you mean, like a hero?
It's simple. Try and look like the butcher does when he's boasting about his successes with the girls.
Like this?
Yes, like that.
The most important thing is to puff your chest out and not breathe.
Have we nearly finished?
Just a moment. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
I hope we'll come out well.
Yes, you looked very martial.
You were fine.
It makes me want to have my photo taken with you.
Well, there's a good idea.
Right, I'll take it if you like.
Give me your helmet to make me look like a soldier.
I don't want another photo. Even one's far too many.
Oh, don't take it like that. After all, what harm can it do you?
It's my last word.
Now, don't press the point. Prisoners are always very sensitive. If we keep going, he'll get cross and spoil all our fun.
Right. What are we going to do with him then?
We could invite him to lunch. What do you say?
I don't see why not.
Well, will you have lunch with us then?
We brought a good bottle with us.
Well, alright then.
Make yourself at home. Don't be afraid to ask for anything you want.
And what about you? Did you make a good score?
When?
In the last few days, of course.
Where?
At the moment, since you're fighting a war,
No, nothing much. I didn't make a good score. I don't think I ever scored a bull.
which you best at shooting? Enemy horses or soldiers?
No, not horses. There aren't horses anymore.
Well, soldiers then.
It could be.
Could be. Aren't you sure?
Well, you see, I shoot without taking aim, and at the same time, I say an Ave Maria for the chap I shot.
And Ave Maria, I thought you would have said a paternoster.
No, always an Ave Maria. It's shorter.
Come, my dear fellow, you must be brave.
We can untie you if you like.
No, it doesn't matter.
Don't start getting offish with us now. If you'd like us to untie you, say so.
Make yourself comfortable.
Well, if that's how you feel, you can untie my feet, but it's only to please you.
Zabo, untie him.
Well, do you feel better?
Yes, of course. I really am putting you to a lot of inconvenience.
Don't worry, just make yourself at home. And if you'd like us to untie your hands, you only have to say so.
No, not my hands. I wouldn't want to impose.
No, my dear chap, no. I tell you, it's no trouble at all.
Right. Well, untie my hands then, but only for lunch. I don't want you to think that you give me an inch and I take a mile.
Untie his hands, son.
Well, since our distinguished prisoner is so charming, we're going to have a marvelous day in the country.
Don't call me your distinguished prisoner, just call me your prisoner.
Won't that embarrass you?
No, not at all.
Well, I must say you're modest.
Airplanes! They're sure to be coming to bomb us! Take cover! The bombs will fall on you!
You can shut your umbrella. Come on, out you come. The bombing's over.
Didn't you get hit?
What do you think had happened to your father? Little bombs like that? Ha! Don't make me laugh.
Any dead here?
No, no one around these parts.
Are you sure you've looked properly?
Sure.
And there isn't a single person dead?
I've already told you there isn't.
No one wounded even?
No, not even that.
Oh, now we're in a mess. Just look everywhere, search all around, and see if you can't find us a stick.
Oh, leave him alone. He's already told you he ain't got any.
What a lousy trick.
I'm terribly sorry. I promise you I didn't do it on purpose.
That's what they all say. That no one's dead and that they didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, let the chap alone.
We should only be too pleased to help you. At your service.
Well, really, if things go on like this, I don't know what the captain will say to us.
Well, what's it all about?
Quite simply that the others' wrists are aching from carting around so many corpses and dead men all day, and we haven't found any. And it's not because we haven't looked.
Oh, yes, that really is annoying. Are you quite sure that no one's dead?
Obviously, Papa.
Have you checked under all the sandbags?
Yes, Papa.
Well then, you may as well say straight out that you don't want to lift a finger to help these gentlemen. And when they're so nice too.
Don't be angry with him. Let him be. We must just hope we'll have more luck in another trench and that all the lot will be dead.
I should be delighted.
Me too. There's nothing I like more than people who put their hearts into their work.
Then is no one going to do anything to help these gentlemen?
If it only rested with me, it'd already be done.
I can say the same.
But look here, is neither of you even wounded?
No, not me.
What about you?
No, me neither. I never have any luck.
Now I remember. This morning when I was peeling the onions, I cut my finger. Will this do ya?
Well, of course it will. They'll take you off at once.
No, that won't work. With ladies doesn't work.
We're no further advanced then.
Never mind.
We may be able to make up for it in the other trenches.
Don't worry. If we find a dead man, we'll keep him for you. No fear of us giving him to anyone else.
Thank you very much, sir.
Quite all right, old chap. Think nothing of it.
That's what's so pleasant about spending a Sunday in the country. You always meet such nice people. But why are you enemies?
I don't know. I'm not very well educated.
Was it by birth or did you become enemies afterwards?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Well, how did you come to be in the war?
Well, one day, I was at home just mending my mother's iron. A man came and asked, "Are you Zappo?" "Yes." "Right. Well, you must come to the war." So I said, "But what war?" And he said, "Don't you read the papers then? You're just a peasant." I told him I did read the papers, just not the war bits.
Just how it was with me. Exactly how it was with me.
Yes, they came to fetch you too.
No, it wasn't quite the same. That day you weren't mending an iron. You were mending the car.
I was talking about the rest of it. Go on. What happened then?
Well, I told him I had a fiance and that if I didn't take her to the pictures on Sundays, she would not be happy. He told me that wasn't the least bit important.
Just how it was with me. Exactly how it was with me.
And then my father came down and said that I couldn't fight in the war because I didn't have a horse.
Just what my father said.
The man said, "You don't need horses anymore." I asked if I could bring my fiance with me, and he said no. And then I asked if I could bring my aunt with me so that she could make me her custards on Thursdays. I'm very fond of them.
Oh, the custard.
He said no again.
Same as with me.
And ever since then, I've been alone in the trench nearly all the time.
I think you and your distinguished prisoner might play together this afternoon, as you're so close to each other and so bored.
Oh no, Mother. I'm too afraid. He's an enemy.
Come, come, you must be brave.
If only you knew what the general was saying about the enemy.
What did he say?
He says the enemy are very nasty people. When they take prisoners, they put little stones in their shoes so it hurts them to walk.
How awful! What barbarians!
Aren't you ashamed to belong to an army of criminals?
I didn't do anything. I don't do anybody any harm.
He was trying to take us in, pretending to be such a little saint.
We oughtn't to have untied him. You never know. We only need to turn our backs and he'll be putting a stone in our shoes.
Don't be so nasty to me.
What do you think we should be then, huh? I'm indignant. I know what I'll do. I'll go and find the captain and ask him to let me fight in the war.
He won't let you. You're too old.
Then I'll buy myself a horse and a sword and come and fight on my own account.
Bravo! If I were a man, I'd do the same.
Don't be like that with me, madame. Anyway, I'll tell you something. Our general said the same thing about you.
How could he dare tell such a lie?
No, but the same thing? Really?
Yes, the same thing.
Perhaps it was the same man who spoke to you both.
Well, if it was the same man, he might at least have said something different. That's a fine thing, saying the same thing to everyone.
Another little drink.
I hope you liked our lunch.
In any case, it was better than last Sunday.
What happened?
Well, we went out to the country and we put our food on the rug. And then, when our backs were turned, a cow came and ate up all our lunch, and the napkins as well.
What a greedy cow.
Yes, but in the end, to get our own, we ate the cow.
They couldn't have been very hungry after that.
Cheers!
And what do you do to amuse yourself in the trench?
Oh, I make flowers out of rags. I get terribly bored.
And what do you do with the flowers?
Well, at the beginning, I would give them to my fiance, but one day she told me that the greenhouse and the cellar were already full, and that she didn't know what to do with them anymore. So she asked me if I didn't mind to send her something else.
And what did you do?
Well, I tried to learn to make something else, but I couldn't. So I go on making flower rags.
Did you throw them away afterwards then?
No, I found a use for them now. I give 1 flower for each pal who dies. That way I know that even if I make an awful lot, there will never be enough.
That's a good solution you've hit on.
Yes.
Well, what I do is embroider, so as not to get bored.
Oh.
But tell me, are all soldiers as bored as you?
Depends on what they do to amuse themselves.
It's the same on our side.
Then let's stop the war.
How?
It's simple. You just tell your pals that the enemy soldiers don't want to fight a war, and you say the same to your comrades. And then everyone goes home.
Marvelous.
And then you'll be able to finish mending the iron.
How is it that no one thought of such a good idea before?
Your father's the only one who's capable of thinking of such ideas. Don't forget, he's the former student of the École Normale and a philatelist.
But all the sergeant majors and the corporals do.
And we'll just give them some guitars and castanets to keep them quiet.
Oh, very good idea.
See how easy it is? Everything's fixed.
We will have tremendous success.
My pals will be terribly pleased.
What do you say to putting on the Paso Doble we were playing just earlier to celebrate?
Oh, perfect.
Yes, put on the record, Mother.
I can't hear a thing.
Oh, how silly of me. Instead of putting on a record, I put on a beret.
Show left, so if you're not dead now, you will be. Are you dead? Anybody? No?
Come on, we work on commission. Help us out.
Come on, we'll cut you in.
Ready, miss?
And waiting,
sir.
Fresh pad, spare pencils,
The lot, sir.
good shape,
Tip-top, sir.
and you, Dick, on your toes? Wow, let's hear it land. Good, off with its hood. Ravishing face, ravishing, is it not, miss?
Too true, sir. We know it by heart, and yet the pang is ever new.
The gag, the blind, the plugs. Good. Fox, open your eyes. Readjust them to the light of day and look about. You see, same old team. I hope.
Oh!
What is it, miss? Vermin in the lingerie?
He smiled at me.
Good omen. Not the first time, by any chance.
Heavens no, sir. What an idea.
I might have known. And yet it still affects you.
Why, yes, sir. It is so sudden, so radiant, so fleeting.
You note it.
Oh, no, sir. The words alone. Should one note the play of the feature, too?
I don't know, miss. Depending, perhaps.
Me no.
Leave it for the moment. Fox, I hope you have had a refreshing night and will be better inspired today than heretofore. Miss,
Sir?
let us hear again the report on yesterday's results. It has somewhat slipped my memory.
We, the undersigned, assembled under.
Skip.
Note yet again with pain that these dicta.
Dicta. Read on.
With pain that these dicta, like all those communicated to date, and by reasons of the same deficiencies, are totally unacceptable. The second half, in particular, is of such
Skip.
outlook quite hopeless were it not for our conviction.
Skip. Well,
That is all, sir.
same deficiencies. Totally unacceptable. Outlook quite hopeless. Well? Well?
That is all, sir, unless I am to read the exhortations.
Read them.
Instantly renew our standing exhortations, namely, 1. Kindly to refrain from recording mere animal cries, they serve only to indispose us. 2. Kindly to provide a strictly literal transcript, the meanest syllable has, or may have, its importance. 3. Kindly to ensure full neutralization of the subject when not in session, especially with regard to the gag, its permanence and good repair. Thus, rigid enforcement of the two-feed, be it per buccum, or be it, on the other hand, per rectum, is absolutely, one word underlined, essential. The least words let fall in solitude, and thereby in danger, as Mautner has shown, of no longer needed, may be it, 3 words underlined. 4. Kindly.
Enough! Well? Well?
It is past 2, sir.
It is what?
Past 2, sir.
Then what are you waiting for? Forgive me, miss. Forgive me. My cup is full. Forgive me,
Shall I open with yesterday's close?
if you would be so good.
Quote, when I had done soaping the mole, thoroughly rinsing and drying before the embers, what next only out again in the blizzard, and put him back in his chambers with his weight of grubs, at that instant his little heart was beating, still, I swear. Ah, my God. My God? My God. End quote.
Unbelievable. And there he did, if I remember right.
Yes, sir, he would say no more.
Dick functioned.
Let me see. Yes, twice.
Does the glare not incommode you, miss? What if we should let down the blind?
Thank you, sir. Not on my account. It can never be too warm, never too bright for me. But, with your permission, I shall shed my overall.
Please do, miss. Please do. Staggering. Staggering. Ah, were I but 40 years younger.
Ugh, my God. My God. My God.
Crabbed youth. No pity. Do you mark me? On! Dick! Off record, miss. Remember?
Drat it. Where's that eraser?
Erase, miss. Erase. We're in enough trouble already. On! Dick!
Ah, yes, that for sure. Live I did. No denying all stones, all sides.
One moment.
Walls no further.
Silence! Dick! Live I did. Has he used that term before, miss?
To what turn do you allude, sir?
Live I did.
Oh, yes, sir. Its notions crop up now and then. Perhaps not in those precise terms I could not say offhand, but allusions to life, though not common, are not rare.
His own life.
Yes, sir, a life all his own.
I might have known. What a memory, mine. Have you read the Purgatory, miss, of the Divine Florentine?
Alas, no, sir. I have merely flipped through the Inferno.
Not read the Purgatory.
Alas, no, sir.
They're all sigh. I was. It's like a now. Strange, is it not?
In what sense, sir?
Why, one rather have expected I shall be. No?
The creatures! It is getting on for 3, sir.
Good. Where were we?
Walls no further.
Before that, miss, the house is not on fire.
Live I did, no denying, all stones, all sides, inaudible. Walls?
On! Dead!
Sir!
What is it, miss? Can't you see that old time's a-flying?
I was going to suggest a hint of kindness, sir. Perhaps just a hint of kindness?
So soon. And then, no, miss. I appreciate your sentiment, but I have my method. Shall I remind you of it? Don't say no. Oh, you are an angel. You may sit, Dick. In a word, reduce the pleasure instead of increasing it. Caress, font of recipescence. Dick, if you would. Careful, miss.
Have no fear, sir.
Walls. Walls what?
No further, sir.
Right. Walls. No further. On! Dead!
That for sure, no further, and there gaze all the way down, slow gaze, age upon age, up again, down again, little likens of my little span, living dead in the stones, and there too took to the tunnels. Oceans too, that too, no denying. I drew near down the tunnels, blue above, blue ahead, that for sure, and there too no further, ways end, all ends in farewell, farewell in fall, farewell season, still I fare again. Farewell.
Dead!
That for sure, no denying, no further. Down in spring, up in fall, or inverse. Such summers missed, such winters.
Nice. Nicely put. Such summers missed. So sibilant. Don't you agree, miss?
Oh,
That
me
for
and
sure.
Yes.
Fatigue, what fatigue, my brother inside me, my old twin. Ah, to be he and he. But no, no, no. No, no. Me get up, me go on, what a hope it was he for hunger. Have yourself opened, Maud would say. Opened up, it's nothing. I'll give him suck if he's still alive. Ah, but no, no, no. No, no.
Ah, dear.
He is weeping, sir. Shall I note it?
I really do not know what to advise, miss.
Inasmuch as, how shall I say, human trait, can one say in English?
I've never come across it, miss, but no doubt.
Scrabble, scrabble.
Silence! No holding him.
As such, I feel perhaps at a pinch.
Are you familiar with the works of Sterne, miss?
Alas, no, sir.
I may be quite wrong, but I seem to remember there somewhere a tear an angel seems to catch as it falls. Yes, I seem to remember. Admittedly, he was grandchild to an archbishop. Ah, these old specters from the days of book reviewing. They lie in wait for one at every turn. Note it, miss, note it, and come what may, as well for sheep. Who is this woman? What's the name?
Maud. I don't know, sir. No previous mention of her has been made.
Are you sure?
Positive, sir. You see, my nanny was a Maud, so that the name would have struck me had it been pronounced.
I may be quite wrong, but I somehow have the feeling this is the first time. Oh, I know it's a far call. That he has actually named anyone. No?
That may be well, sir. To make sure, I would have to check through from the beginning. That would take time.
Kith and kin.
Never a word, sir. I've been struck by it. Mine plays such a part in my life.
And of a sudden, in the same sentence, a woman with a Christian name to boot, and a brother. I ask you.
That twin, sir.
I know, not very convincing.
But it's quite simply impossible. Inside him? Him?
No, such things happen. Such things happen. Nature, fortunately. A world without monsters. Just imagine. Oh. No, that is not what troubles me. Look, you, miss. What counts is not so much the thing in itself. That would astonish me too. No, it's the word. The notion. The notion brother is not unknown to him. But what really matters is this woman. What name did you say?
Maud, sir.
Maud.
And who is in milk? What is more or about to be?
For mercy's sake. How does the passage go again?
Me get up, me go on. What a hope. It was he for hunger. Have yourself opened, Maud would say. Opened up. It's nothing. I'll give him suck if he's still alive. Ah, but no. No.
And then the tear.
Exactly, sir. What I call the human trait.
Miss,
Sir?
can it be we are near our goal? Oh, how bewitching you look when you show your teeth. Ah, were I but 30 years younger.
It is well after 3, sir.
Good. Where he left off. Once more.
Oh, but no.
Ah, but no. No?
You're quite right, sir. Ah, but no.
Have a care, miss.
Ah, but no. No.
On! Dick!
He has gone off, sir.
Just a shade lighter, Dick. Ah, no. You exaggerate. Better than that. Ah, but no. No. On!
Let me out! Peter out in the stones!
Ah, dear. There he goes again. Peter out in the stones.
It's a mercy he's tied.
Be reasonable, Fox. Stop. You may sit, Dick. Stop jibbing. It's hard on you, we know. It does not lie entirely with us, we know. You might prattle away to your last breath, and still the one thing remain unsaid that can give back your darling solitudes, we know. But this much is sure. The more you say, the greater your chances. Is that not so, miss?
It stands to reason, sir.
Don't ramble. Treat the subject, whatever it is. More variety. Those everlasting wilds may have their charm, but there is nothing there for us that would astonish me. Those micaceous schists, if you knew the effect they can have on one in the long run. And your fauna, those bodient rodents. You wouldn't have a handkerchief, miss. You could lend me.
Here you are, sir.
Most kind. Much obliged.
Oh, you can keep it, sir.
No. Now we'll be all right. And of course, we do not know, any more than you, what exactly it is we're after, what sign or set of words. But since you have failed so far to let it escape you, it is not by harking on the same old themes that you are likely to succeed that would astonish me.
He has gone off again, sir.
Someone, perhaps, that is what is wanting. Someone who once saw you go by. I may be quite wrong, but try. At least try. What do you stand to lose? Even though it is not true.
Oh, sir.
A father, a mother, a friend, a Beatrice. No, that is asking too much. Simply someone, anyone who once saw you go by. That woman, what's the name?
Maud, sir.
That Maud, for example, perhaps you once brushed against each other. Think hard.
He has gone off, sir.
Dick! No. Wait. Kiss him. miss. Perhaps that will stir some fiber.
Where, sir?
In his heart, in his entrails, or some other part.
No, I mean kiss him where, sir?
Why, on his stinker of a mouth. What do you suppose? Bow down! Till it bleeds. Kiss it white. Ow! Suck his gullet.
He has fainted away, sir.
Ah. Perhaps I went too far. Perhaps I slipped you too soon.
Oh, no, sir. You could have not waited a moment longer. The time is up. The fault is mine. I did not go about it as I ought.
Come, come, miss. To the Marines. Up already. I chatter too much.
Come, come, sir. Don't say that. It is part of your role as an animator.
That tear, miss. Do you remember?
Oh, yes, sir, distinctly.
Not the first time, by any chance.
Heavens no, sir. What an idea.
I might have known.
Last winter. Now I come to think of it. He shed several. Do you not remember?
Last winter. But, my dear child, I don't remember yesterday. It is down the hatch with love's young dream. Last winter. Miss,
Sir?
that Maud.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, I may be wrong. I wouldn't like to. I hardly dare say it. But it seems to me that here, possibly, we have something at last.
Would to God, sir.
Particularly with that tear so hard behind. It is not the first, agreed. But in such a context.
And the milk, sir. Don't forget the milk.
The breast, one can almost see it.
Who got her into that condition? There's another question for us.
What condition, miss? I fail to follow you.
Someone has fecundated her. If she is in milk, someone must have fecundated her.
To be sure.
Who?
You mean,
I asked myself.
may we have that passage again, miss?
Have yourself opened. Maud would say opened.
That frequentative. Sorry, miss.
Have yourself opened. Maud would say opened up.
Don't skip, miss. The text in its entirety, if you please.
I skipped nothing, sir. What have I skipped, sir?
Between two kisses. That mere trifle. How can we ever hope to get anywhere if you suppress gems of that magnitude?
But, sir, he never said anything of the kind.
Maud would say, between two kisses, etc. Amend.
But, sir, I...
What the devil are you deriding, miss? My hearing? My memory? My good faith? Amend!
As you will, sir.
Let us hear how it runs now.
Have yourself open. Maud would say, between two kisses. Opened up. Nothing. Give him suck. He's still alive. Ah. No. No, no. No, no.
Don't cry, miss. Dry your pretty eyes and smile at me. Tomorrow, who knows? We may be free.
2 paces north, 3 south, then. What then? What was I looking for again? Ah, yes, the meaning, the infernal meaning of it all. But sand is a way of swallowing things whole, doesn't it? Ditto, even meanings. Perhaps I'll send a crow today, a messenger, with a note attached to its leg explaining why all this? But crows are picky creatures, ditto, they prefer a feast to a riddle. Tell me again, ditto, what side are we on? It gets so confusing after a while, sand in your ears, stun in your eyes. Oh, what does it matter anyway? We're all just pawns in some grand game of chance, aren't we? Blindfolded and shoved around a board riddled with explosions. Or perhaps we are beetles, squirming on a corpse long devoured by worms. Both equally absurd, wouldn't you say?
Halt! Who dares disturb the peace of General Pozzo's domain?
General Pozzo, the tyrant himself! Hide, Ditto, hide!
Where would I go? Sand is not a cloak, nor silence a shield.
Lucky, unburden yourself. Present your offering to the wasteland. Speak, you cretin! Is the world still spinning? Do the ants march on? Does the universe care for our little scuffle in the dust?
The birds cough in the hollow branches. The worms writhe in the fertile dung. The moon bleeds in the sky abyss. The world turns general, oblivious to our dance of flies.
Excellent! A succinct summary of the cosmic indifference. Now, entertain us with a song.
Pickles and death, pickles and death. I'm a little lad who likes pickles and death.
Can you imagine the weight of all that knowledge, Ditto? All that cosmic emptiness compressed into one unfortunate soul.
Silence, Go-Go! You interrupt the symphony of suffering.
Symphony. More like a caterwauling of dust bunnies, if you ask me.
You dare question the artistry of the great General Pozzo? Lucky, show him the error of his ways.
Ah, water, a rare delicacy in this dry desert. Thank you, General Pozzo, for your unintentional charity.
Charity? I offer only existential truths, dispensed through the medium of suffering.
And what lesson have we learned today, General? That we are all doomed to die in the absurdity of our own existence?
Precisely. Now, Lucky, onwards! We must conquer the next sand dune in the name of...
Pickles! Existential ennui. The inevitable heat death of the universe.
Yes. Yes, exactly! Onwards!
Pickles and death. Pickles and death. I'm a little lad who likes pickles and death.
2 paces north, 3 south, then.
Well, here we are. This is the beach.
I'm cold.
Don't be silly. It's as warm as toast. Look at that nice young man over there. He doesn't think it's cold. Hello there.
Hi.
This will do perfectly. Don't you think so, Daddy? There's sand there and the water beyond. What do you think, Daddy?
Whatever you say, Mommy.
Well, of course, whatever I say. Then it's settled, is it?
She's your mother, not mine.
I know she's my mother. What do you take me for? All right, let's get on with it. You, out there. You can come in now. Very nice, very nice. Are you ready, Daddy? Let's go get Grandma.
Whatever you say, Mommy.
Well, of course, whatever I say. You can begin now.
Hi.
Where do we put her?
Wherever I say, of course. All right, let me see. Over there, in the sandbox. Well, what are you waiting for, Daddy? The sandbox! You can stop now. What do you mean, what do we do now? We go over there and sit down, of course. Hello.
Hi.
Do you think she's comfortable?
How would I know?
What do we do now?
We wait. We sit here and we wait. That's what we do.
Shall we talk to each other?
Well, you can talk if you want to. If you can think of anything to say. If you can think of anything new.
No, I suppose not.
No, of course not. Be quiet, Grandma! Just be quiet and wait. She's throwing sand at me. You stop that, Grandma. You stop throwing sand at Mommy. She's throwing sand at me. Don't look at her. Just sit here, be very still, and wait. You go ahead and do whatever it is you do.
Honestly, what a way to treat an old woman. Drag her out of the house, stick her in a car, bring her out here from the city, dump her in a pile of sand, and leave her here to sit? I'm 86 years old. I was married when I was 17 to a farmer. He died when I was 30. Will you stop that, please? I'm a feeble old woman. How do you expect anyone to hear me over that peep, peep, peep? There's no respect around here. There's no respect around here.
Hi.
My husband died when I was 30. And I had to raise that big cow over there all by my lonesome. You can imagine what that was like. 4 days. Where the heck did they get you?
Oh, I've been around for a while.
I'll bet you have. Will you look at you?
Isn't that something?
Boy, oh boy, I'll say pretty good.
I'll say.
Where you from?
Southern California.
Figures. What's your name, honey?
I don't know.
Right, too.
I mean, they haven't given me one yet. You know, the studio.
You don't say. You don't say. Well, I've got to talk some more with
Don't you go away.
Oh no.
Fine. You're an actor, hmm?
Yes, I am.
It's not that way. Anyhow, I had to raise that over there by my lonesome. And what's next to her there, that's what she married. Rich? I'll tell you, money. They took me off the farm, which was real decent of them, and moved me into the big townhouse with them. Made a nice space for me under the stove, gave me an army blanket, and my very own dish. So, what have I got to complain about? Nothing really. I'm not complaining. Shouldn't it be getting dark now, dear?
It's nighttime.
Shh. Be still. Wait.
It's so hot.
Be still. Wait. That's better. Night. Honey, do you play for all this part? Well, keep it nice and soft. That's a good boy. Very nice.
What was that?
It was nothing.
It was thunder. Or a wave breaking or something.
It was an offstage rumble. And you know what that means.
I forget.
It means the time has come for poor Grandma. And I can't bear it.
I suppose you've got to be brave.
That's right, kid. Be brave. You'll bear up. You'll get over it. Poor Grandma. Poor Grandma. I'm fine. I'm all right. It hasn't happened yet. Don't put the lights up yet. I'm not ready. I'm not quite ready. All right, dear. I'm just about done. Don't know how I'm supposed to do anything with this goddamn t-shirt.
Mommy, it's daylight.
So it is. Well, our long night is over. We must put away our tears, take off our mourning, and face the future. It's our duty. Take off our mourning, face the future? What day?
Hi.
Lovely. It's hard to be sad. She looks so happy. It pays to do things well. You can stop now. I mean, if you want to. I mean, stay around for a swim or something. It's all right with us. Well, Daddy, off we go.
Brave, Mommy.
Brave Daddy.
It pays to do things well. Boy, oh boy. Well, kids. I can't get up. I can't move.
I can't move.
Shh. Be very still.
I can't move.
Ma'am, I have a line here.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. You go right ahead.
I am,
Take your time, dear.
I am the angel of death. I am come for you.
What? Oh, I see. Well, that was very nice of you, dear.
Be very still.
What I mean was, you did that very well, dear.
Oh.
No, I mean it. You've got a quality.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome, dear.